NCAA tournament. As we move forward to 157, and Jimmy Harrington, right out of the gate, the most dominant pin of the first round against Princeton's Jake Mann. But Meyer Shapiro, second ranked in the nation, he's in a very short list of national championship contenders.
Yeah, no, he's tough. It's going to be a lot of points very quickly in this match. I can guarantee you that.
So we are underway here at 157. On the opposite side, the 3-seed Blake Saito going up against the 2-seed Jude Swisher. Again, at 157, you have 3 NCAA qualifiers. So the same story. The 2 winners are definitely going to Philadelphia, and then after that, you have to win 2 more matches. Harrington somehow able to get around the attempt by Shapiro, who goes right back at it.
He just creates a lot of action. He's a fun wrestler to watch, and he doesn't really care if he gives up points because he's just going to go try to score more.
So Cornell, they've had a very interesting situation in terms of the individuals and their records. They have 2 seniors that have not lost when representing Cornell, that had some open competition before the spring semester where they might have had a loss in that open competition just to get back into form, but that was unattached. Shapiro has 1 loss, but that was a medical decision in his first competition. Since then, perfect in duels, won his last 9, and looking as good as anybody.
Yeah, he's got as good of a chance as anybody to win a national championship. And, we'll see if he's able to, keep this momentum that he's got throughout the season rolling into Philadelphia.
Yeah, the 2 wrestlers that are 11-0 coming into this tournament for Cornell are Julian Ramirez at 165 and Chris Foca at 184, where, again, they said some unattached open competition before competing for Cornell, where they did suffer a loss each. But between those 2 and Shapiro, undefeated when they've been able to finish out the match in a big red singlet this year. Shapiro having that takedown, staying heavy on top of Harrington, leading with less than a minute to go in this first period. Again, Harrington, he's a dark horse in this bracket here. He can still very much, even if he doesn't win here, finish out in wrestlebacks, chance to go to Philly. 12-10 on the season, 20th in the RPI at 157, although not ranked by the coaches. So that gives you a testament of how tough his schedule's been. It is a stall warning against Harrington. Just a different beast, Shapiro. From Woodbine, Maryland. All-America as a freshman last year. Finished 3rd in a 29-3 year. And his loss, by the way, Pat, in the quarters, 5-4. So
I remember that match. That was a really, really crazy match.
We thought it last year he had a chance as a freshman to be a national champ. Not quite going the Yanni Diakama Hallis route, but he, as a sophomore, might be the beginning of a special run. Shapiro leading 3-0 through the first period of action. Option will go to Shapiro, who chooses bottom. That Jude Swisher Blake Saito match is scoreless, by the way, through 1 period. Quick slip out. And so 4-0, Shapiro leads. Contact up high there. And Shapiro not too happy about the degree of contact he had, saying, I got jabbed in the eye. That was not really incidental. At least that's how he felt. And that's not what you want to see, is an injury factor. Now, look, Shapiro has a good case as anybody for an at-large. I'm not concerned on that fact. You just want to see him battle it out, though, and not have to deal with an injury. And we are back into action here. Harrington, he's staying active, though. Shapiro going right into attack, though, and gets another 3.
He doesn't stop wrestling. It's just suffocating.
Sometimes you just got to admire the consistent gear some of these wrestlers have.
Yeah, he's got an on switch, and he doesn't turn it off for 7+ minutes.
And how do you defend for 7 or more minutes?
Yeah, I was impressed with Jimmy Harrington wrestling, the way that he had throughout this match so far. And then, 2 takedowns, it's 7-0 already.
Sometimes you can wrestle well, but it's just not enough. And often the case for wrestlers facing Shapiro. Harrington's just got to focus on the next point. Try to find an escape as that riding time's approaching 3 minutes. Shapiro getting heavy. He's trying to get a return for a better position to the back. And Harrington's still defending. Back at it here in the center of the mat. Up next at 165, a 2-bid bracket. Must wins. Julian Ramirez against Andrew Trzynski, the 5 seed. We'll see on mat 1. And then really exciting one over at mat 2 between Blaine Berge and Cesar Alvin. Short time in the second period. And Shapiro looks like he's going to ride it out. A second takedown. The riding time point already locked in for Meyer Shapiro, who is firmly in control, and Jimmy Harrington choosing neutral. Is really the only way he can get back into it, is finding that next takedown.
He got clawed up on his shoulder there, Shapiro. He's got a couple scratches.
Got one up near the eye, now one on the shoulder.
It's not a fun sport.
No, he's taking his lumps. Harrington looked for a throwdown, and Shapiro sticking tough like a boulder there. Then he tried to shoot low. Harrington defense. Again, Jimmy Harrington, the junior from Tingsboro, Massachusetts. He's giving one excellent fight here against the number 2 wrestler in the nation, the top seed, here at 157. And by no means, Harrington's chances are over. Even if he loses, he will face Columbia's Richard Fedlin. Stoppage here, and there's been a point awarded to Shapiro. And so make it 8-0. If you're Harrington, how do you readjust here?
Yeah, I mean, you got a minute left, right? You have to have some urgency, and he's been looking for some stuff, upper body mostly, unable to score any points thus far, but he also got a riding time point you had to factor in, so it's essentially 9-0 with 45 seconds left. You really got to try to, take some risk and take a chance.
There is a final at the other 157 matchup. Jude Swisher, 3-0 decision. It looks like he's going to be facing Cornell's Meyer Shapiro, but there's still 25 seconds left. Blake Saito and Jake Mann are going to battle it out in one of those consolation battles. And the consolation semis, again, you have to win the consolation finals at 157 to punch your ticket to Philadelphia. If not, you're hoping for an at-large. A little funny thing going on in the background. You have somebody waiting for a high five. Julian Ramirez from his lead man. Didn't get it because the focus is on Meyer Shapiro, who has the 9-0 major decision. And Shapiro, you know, he's going to be in the thick of it in Philadelphia in 2 weeks, trying to get a national championship, but he still has one match left here at the Ivies.
Yeah, just really creative, just lifting people up, throwing them down. Just scores a lot of points, fun to watch, exciting, aggressive. It's going to be a tough